If you're looking for a place to buy fast and cheap NHL coins, check out NHLcoinmarket.com and use the code Dee Eh Go for a 5% discount. Link in the description down below. What is going on, everybody? It is me, Ryan, here, and today we are going to be talking about a lovely little thing, a very debatable topic in the NHL community. It is called Ice Tilt. If you guys don't know what Ice Tilt is, I'm sure a lot of you guys already do, but just in case you are unfamiliar with it, it is basically when the game is scripted to make one team play bad or another team play really well. So basically, the way people try and get Ice Tilt to work is they'll use a lower rated team and try and get their players to play better or the other team's goalie to play worse. Something along those lines, you know? There's nothing really set in stone because apparently it doesn't exist. I'm going to flash up a picture right now, and this is a picture from Jesse McLean, and he is actually one of the EA developers. He's like a social media manager. I'm not exactly sure on what the title of his job actually is, but basically he works with the community. He talks to a lot of YouTubers and basically like runs their social media. So he says Ice Tilt is not real, alright? So he's a pretty reliable source, you know, it's much more reliable than me saying, hey, Ice Tilt is real. This is somebody who works on the game and who actually knows what's going on behind the scenes. He is saying it isn't real. I've seen Rammer post Ice Tilt is not real. He blocks you if you mention Ice Tilt to him, which is kind of weird, you know, maybe it is real, but the thing is, why would they hide that? It's kind of weird, right? Why, if it was real, why couldn't they just come out and say it? So that's why I'm kind of, like, sketchy about it. I know a lot of you guys have probably seen Bacon's series where he does a season in Division 1 with a full bronze team, and he actually does pretty well. Besides the fact that Bacon is an absolutely amazing player, honestly, he would kick my ass any day of the week. I'm not gonna lie, he's really good, but still, it doesn't make sense. You know, D1 is made for the best players, and if you're beating someone with Gretzky, Bergeron, like all the best players, and you're beating them with someone whose highest skating rating is like 75, it's just, it doesn't make sense. And I can see why they would hide it, because think about it, why would they want to come out and say, you don't need to get a 500k player to win this game, you can use a bronze OHL player if you wanted to, and it's going to have the same effect. And you'll notice, like, not every player does. Like, not every bronze player is going to play as well as an amazing gold player. You're not going to find a bronze player who plays like Crosby, okay? It's just not going to happen. But you might find a bronze player who plays just as well as, let's say, like a Mike Camilleri or someone like that. And a Camilleri, you could easily win a game against the Gretzky. It's just, at that point, it comes down to who is the better player, right? So there you go, you have one option, Jesse McLean saying Ice Tilt is not real. But here, let's look into some pictures, alright? So let's look at this one first. Arizona versus New Jersey. I'm guessing this is a Hut game. I'm assuming at least it could be versus. No, it's definitely Hut. Never mind. I'm looking at the abbreviations. That doesn't make any sense. Anyways, so this guy, 26-9 in the shot total, and he has about 5 times the time on attack, and he loses 1-0. That's kind of weird, right? And his caption there, yeah, Ice Tilt isn't real. Sure. PS4 share. So shout out to Brandon Sofranco for posting this picture on Twitter. Honestly, I didn't ask to use it, so hopefully, please don't report me for using it. I'm on your side, too. I do think there is something along the lines of Ice Tilt. Maybe it's not what everyone thinks it is, but there is something in the game. So, anyways, let's take a look at this second picture, and this one is even more severe. I feel terrible for this guy. Eric Bacon, shout out to you, DNRX Viking, at DNRX Viking. So he says, if you still don't believe in Ice Tilt, there's something seriously wrong with you. And just look at the stats here. 42-9 in the shot total. And time on attack, he has more than 3 minutes. 3 minutes more than him, sorry. And this is like, how do you lose 2-1? I don't even think I've ever had 42 shots in a game, to be honest. And although they might not be great shots, 42 shots is enough to where at least a couple of them should go in. You know what I mean? No goalie is that great in NHL 15, especially with the randomness in this game and the bounces. That shouldn't happen, right? So I want to know what your guys' opinion on this is. People think there's different ways. I saw Flow Show. I'm sure a lot of you guys know him. He posted a video on it, and he says if you have a fourth line with really bad players, you know, your fourth line doesn't play often, right? So if you put all bronze players on your fourth line as low rated as possible, make sure other lines play better. So I tried it out, and I'm like, you know, why not? I'll give it a shot, right? So I put on my fourth line just the worst players I had on my entire team, left wing, center, right wing, on my fourth line, and hey, the team's actually been playing better. I honestly don't know if I've lost since I did that, and that's what he was saying too. He hadn't lost since he made that change, and it's weird, because it doesn't really make sense, but the biggest thing I noticed is that even when they're on the ice, because I'm still not great, like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but honestly, I'm terrible at switching lines. Like, if it's not a whistle, I rarely switch the line. So anyways, they come out every once in a while, right? And they've probably scored just as many goals in the last couple games as anyone else on my team has. I don't know why, but they just seem to play so unbelievably well, and I don't understand it. So I want to know what your guys' opinion on this is. I have no idea. Like I said, there's the bronze goalie method, which is where you put your backup as like a really bad goalie, so that way your star rating goes down. People say it has stuff to do with the salary on your team, so I'm assuming it's either one of salary or star rating. Individual players on your team shouldn't make a difference, so if this is the case, if Ice Tilt does exist, what do you think the best way to go about it would be? Personally, I think the fourth line players thing isn't a big deal because your fourth line doesn't play very much, so it'll also save you some pucks, you know? What's the point in having an amazing fourth line if they're never going to play anyways? So if you had a bad fourth line and a bad backup goalie, you know, your backup goalie's not going to come in halfway through the game. Literally, you cannot get your other goalie to come in anyways, so what's the point of having a good backup, spending any pucks on a good backup? You know, there's fatigue cards in this game now, so just use a bad backup and use the fourth line with your worst players just for like 3 or 4 games and let me know how it plays. Or let me know other suggestions you have on how to get Ice Tilt to work. Or if you don't think Ice Tilt is real, tell me that too, you know? We have a developer saying it's not real. Rammer, Sean Rahimjag has said it's not real also, so we could just be making stuff up, you know? There is luck involved in all video games and in real life too. Games like this happen in real life where teams will outshoot the other opponent by crazy, like, unbelievable amounts, and still they're going to lose. So, who knows? What's your opinion on Ice Tilt? Let me know in the comment section down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. That's all for now, boys. We will see you in the next one.